Hola, hello to everyone. We're here at Ecos de Justicia for Light of Justice. I'm Xanthi Tilden.
And I'm Karen Tascon.
And we're going to just touch on a new theme today. We're talking about breast cancer this time. We want to bring awareness. We want to talk a little bit about the numbers and maybe some personal stories as well.
Yeah, definitely.
So let's go over some of the facts that we know about breast cancer.
Breast cancer. All right. So what we see right now is it's very alarming. So what we're seeing is that 1 of 8 women are being diagnosed with cancer. 1 out of every 8 women. We are seeing that every two minutes, a woman is being diagnosed with cancer. In the United States, the cancer that we're seeing the most
prevalent
is breast cancer. And then also, this is very sad. And as women, we need to talk about this, but every 13 minutes, a woman is dying of breast cancer.
Yeah.
So that is so sad, but these are the numbers. So that's what I have for numbers. I mean, what do you have?
I looked into it, and just to get just a basic number, last year, 2024, there were 310,720 new cases of invasive breast cancer. So these numbers are really scary, the ones that you mentioned. And it just brings us back to what we mentioned before the show. We have to think about awareness. What are some of the symptoms also that we didn't discuss, but what are some of the symptoms that we can look out for? And just really keep the communication, keep this going. Ask your mom, if you have questions, I think, about how can I look out for this? We know there's a certain age. We know there's a certain prevalence also within family wise.
Exactly.
So we have that
genetic
idea. So these are all things that we want to make sure that we're talking about. And that's why we're talking about it here today with you guys.
Exactly. And that's why you've got your pink color. It's so beautiful. And so I also looked into what are the things educationally that we should do that would help us reduce cancer on an everyday basis, taking better choices. And one of them, of course, is doing your annual exam, with your doctor. Do your annual exam. Exercise so good for our cells and our bodies.
For everything, right? So,
activity. When you exercise, you're breathing in more. That's more oxygen in your body. Drinking less alcohol or zero alcohol. I'm zero alcohol. Yeah. It is good for you to bring down the consumption of alcohol. If you smoke, stop smoking.
Obviously, These are things that
are helping.
Pretty obvious.
Yes.
Just in general with health, right?
Health.
But
it's going to help so many things. And it's also helping cancer.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things I want to talk about with a year of learning so much, and it's what we are eating.
Yeah.
I definitely think that our cancer is rising because of what we are putting into our body. So the cleaner we can eat, the better we can eat. It's going to
And like I said, it makes sense. And it's not just breast cancer, but all cancers, I think, are affected by what we're ingesting every day. Everything like you're mentioning, alcohol, cigarettes, I would say caffeine, and all of these chemicals. So the cleaner that we eat is obviously going to be better, as well as exercise.
Yes. And then we've got both sides. We've got the functional medicine side. We've got the, doctor side. And we can read with them both. But something I've noticed with the functional medicine side is they believe that a lot of chronic illnesses come from the gut, what we are putting into our gut. So also in other countries, people are also every 6 months cleaning out their system, cleaning out their guts. Of things that are just unknown that are inside of your body. And so I think in America, we need to go back to listening
to basics.
Our old, ancestors that would, give castor oil to their kids every 6 months to clean out their bodies and their guts. Let's move into learning more about our ancestors, medicine in India and China and all these things, because there's something different with America.
Yeah.
The rise in cancer in America is what's going up. And that's what I've noticed, that in America, we put all those things to the side. So it's great to go back into even, what we're eating, what we're consuming, what are the toxins that are coming into our bodies. So it's a great, fascinating journey to go down and just eat cleaner.
Definitely.
For yourself. Yeah.
Definitely. And if for you guys at home, if you want to, look at some of the symptoms that are going to be prevalent when we're talking about breast cancer, there's different things. Mm-hmm. If you have a lump or mass, maybe you identify that. Doctors always say, do your monthly exam. I know that a lot of us fall off by the wayside and don't do this, but it's so easy. It's your body. So you would be, the first to find a lump or
best one to detect.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it's there, you're going to be someone that is going to look into that. You want to see there's changes in your breast. There could be discoloration. There could be temperature. Like, I'm just throwing some things out there that could indicate a change, and it's going to be like a red flag moment, also skin changes, like I was saying, swelling, any change in the form of your breasts, right? So this would call attention to that. So you want to look out for things like that. If there's pain, obviously, call your doctor, talk to your family members, talk to your sister, talk to your mom, talk to, your grandma, like anybody. We have to look out for ourselves.
We have to look out for ourselves, and then our families, we're all looking out for each other.
Most definitely. And women, we already have this tendency to be motherly, right? As women that we are. So just look out for each other. Look out for yourself, because we as moms are so out there, taking care of the family and taking care of everyone else.
And we kind of leave ourselves behind.
Yeah. So you want to make sure and stand up and look after yourself, for sure.
All right. Well, something special we have today for the programs, you might not know, but our friend here, Santi, is a cancer survivor.
Yes.
So I kind of want to know, Santi, when did this happen?
Right.
How did you detect it? And a little bit about your story.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this happened to me in 2018. I was going through a divorce, and I think that had a lot to do with it. So of course, we're talking about the eating habits, right? So probably the eating habits weren't probably not great, and also probably not eating enough. But anyway,
a lot of stress.
Yes, and a lot of stress. Most definitely stress, and also prevalence in the sense that I had that. Not necessarily genetic, because I had the genetic testing once I, was diagnosed afterwards, but my mom had breast cancer. So that's going to be also something that, if we get our mammograms every year, if you have a person or a direct family member that has had cancer, you won't, you would have to start getting these tests earlier. So I think the test, I think it's,
be aware of it.
I think is it 50? I'm not exactly sure, but I know I had to go way earlier. So in my 40s, I was already, so now I'm older than 40, you guys. But anyway, so yeah, when I found out, I hadn't really noticed that I had a mass there, but I knew it was there. Like, you're getting dressed every day. And I remember being like, oh, wow, that's weird, but not paying attention and not focusing, because like I was saying, we're doing all this outside stuff, right? So when I came to find out and got the diagnosis, it was very scary, for sure. But you feel like you're a woman and you're a mom, right? So I never felt like this was something that was gonna take me down. I was like, I'm a mom. My son needs me. I'm now newly divorced, right? So I was like, no, gun ho, let's do this. Like, I was ready to go as far as what my battle was in this sense. And it was very important to keep a centered mind with that, because I don't recall getting really depressed about it. But it was because I was in this whole, okay, no, we've got this. It was this whole mind over matter situation where I was like, no, I am not going to let this take me over. I am going to have the most positive outlook. I need to be here for my son. So it was just that sort of thing.
So it's kind of like you having power over your diagnosis and not letting it have power.
Exactly. And also let God, right?
Yes.
Because that's another thing. It really will change you, because there's moments where you just, quiet moments where you come to God and you're like, oh my God, you've got to help me through this. Like, you know, where you have those conversations.
Yeah. No. And that's where I come in with spiritual advice, is that we, as a church, we get calls all the time of all kinds of chronic illnesses or people at the hospital. And the first thing I tell them is, hey, it doesn't matter what the doctor said. God has that last word. And I have seen people that they told them that they were going to pass in a couple of minutes, and they're still alive today.
Yeah.
So your conversation with God and your spirit, and to allow God to lift you up in those moments, will give you the courage to continue forward.
You know, I always looked at my cancer as a blessing in disguise, and obviously a blessing that came from above, because I didn't particularly have to do more treatments than just surgery. So that was in itself a major blessing in disguise. And also, when the doctor came back and talked to me about it, she said, you know, that little tumor, it was the same size throughout. So there wasn't a change. And that was also kind of miraculous, because many women have different, you know, it could be aggressive in some instances, and it could be that it's not, like in my situation. So it was just taking that out, that was measured at the same, you know, circumference or width, whatever, at the beginning of my journey. Right? Like, look above and be thankful, because that's the only thing that I could think of is, wow, like, he got me through this. Like, he made sure that I was safe because of, you know, the reasons that I had to be here.
I've heard, Santi, I don't know if this is true, but when people go through cancer or something else, that's, you know, medical stuff, people say that your life will change forever.
Yes.
You will have a different point of view in life. You are more grateful to even live one more day.
You are so grateful.
You're grateful to breathe. You're grateful to wake up in the morning. So when you are going through these dark valleys, know that there's a purpose.
Yes, definitely.
And that what you were saying, that you came to see it as a blessing. God, I'm going to see this as a blessing. You're going to do something in.
I mean, it really does change you when you go into this, you know, into a situation like this, like mine. You really are so grateful. Every day we know is a gift from above. Like, every day you need to just, because we can get so tangled up in life and stress and just stress and just dumb, like, small minuscule problems, you know, and get tied into that. You really need to look at the big picture. Like, when you wake up, you are breathing in the morning. If you're lucky to, you know, you're lucky to breathe, wake up, you have your family by your side, you have your loved ones, and you can tackle life, because I think we're here because we have so many things that we have to accomplish, right?
Purpose.
But also, you have to grow within that purpose, and there has to be lessons learned. So that's all part of that. I mean, I took it as, okay, this is my challenge for me to, like, okay, wake up, and I just recently got divorced, but now I have a new purpose.
Exactly.
You know, and
when you think something's bad and something worse comes, and you're like, this was nothing. And then we realize that life is the biggest blessing. It's the biggest blessing. Like the divorce, that's just secondary.
Like, that's something that helped you grow. So there's always something good is going to come out of something. That always is, I think, something that we need to make sure and keep at the center of this.
Suffering has a purpose, and we see so many stories of people that come out of refugees, just all kinds of stories, and they will all tell you that their moment of suffering is what made them the best person.
It makes
so it makes, and doesn't mean we want anybody to go through suffering, but if you ever go through something like that, know that you have a big purpose and that it is a blessing in disguise.
And I think we all will go through some type of suffering. So I think it should help you, keep that perspective and make sure that he's never, he'll squeeze, but he's not going to let you go and help you go through this journey, whichever journeys that we have to, entail. So,
all right, we are going to take a great moment to talk about our sponsor for today for this program.
That's right. Our sponsor this week is going to be Eddie's Movers from Norcross. Remember, for all your moving needs, you can call them at 678-309-3807. Eddie's Movers. And there's one thing that I wanted to bring up, Karen, is what is this origin of the pink? The pink ribbon. I looked into it, and it's really neat. There's two women that are responsible for this. It came about mostly during the 90s. Okay. One of those women is Charlotte Haley, and she was an activist. She basically created the ribbon, and the color originally was kind of like a peach tone, and she wanted to emphasize the fact that there weren't a lot of, there wasn't a lot of funding for this type of cancer. So she wanted to bring about that awareness. So she created this peach ribbon. And then after Evelyn Lauder, I know you've heard of Estee Lauder. Oh. So in 1992, she was the vice president of Estee Lauder.
Estee Lauder.
Yeah. And she decided to just revamp this ribbon situation. Okay. And she turned it into a vibrant pink color. She wanted to make sure to bring about, just make this globally conscious, bring that about.
And she's the one that dispersed
and she's the one that made this pink.
Wow.
So that, we want to be thankful to that, because it also, in
awareness.
Pink, she wanted to bring about the sense of women. Yes. And also just the sense of strength that goes beyond. Women, I think, are going to be always folks that are, that are powerful, meaning we always have to overcome things. So exactly. I think it was a great way to just be like, yay,
and that power. Awareness, and even a month and the color, and the whole world now knows.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was an accomplishment there, a great accomplishment.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. And this way, we're all, could be aware. We could make sure, and moving forward and being positive, we could always make sure that we keep that communication. There's also every time, in October, which is when, the main month is celebrated for breast cancer awareness. There are many things. I know that there's a run, right? So a marathon.
Right. There's a marathon.
And I know that different businesses always want to bring it up, and it's important, because all these, what you mentioned about the lives lost, the lives that are here, that are, folks that are going through this. And it's not only women, you guys, men can get breast cancer as well.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Well, I don't think we touched on it too much, but this is something that, so always the communication is key. I think it's important to just listen to our bodies. That's one thing I learned through this, was always listen to your body. Your body will tell you what's going on.
Your body has a language.
Yes.
And
so
it will speak to you.
Make sure that you're aware in that sense.
Exactly. Well, I want to give some hope. I want to let you know that 2.9 million women have survived breast cancer. We have one right here. And also let you know, yes, God is with you. God is with you in dark times. And I have two verses for that. I want to share John 14:27 that says this. Jesus said this, "My peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give you a peace that the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and don't be afraid." That's what he's telling you when you're going through this. And another verse, which is Psalms 23:4, that says this, "Even though I walk through the darkest valley, a dark valley, even if you feel you're walking through a valley of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort." So I want to let you know that there's no dark valley that God is not ready to walk by your side with. He's there, right there with you, doing what Santi says, molding you, making you stronger. When you come out of this, we talk about caves, right, that are dark, but there's light on the other side of that tunnel. You will be a better person on that other side. And at that moment, you just need to believe. And you need to grab onto God and say, God, I believe that this is a blessing for me in disguise. So
that's wonderful. Yeah, the not knowing can sometimes make you think you're in despair.
Exactly.
But always reach out for, this kind of strength.
Yeah.
And remember your purpose as a human, as a woman, as a man, as a family, and just always stay on that course, because that's what helped me for sure, was to think about my loved ones and how I did not want to, not be here. Exactly. And like I said, I was lucky in that wasn't, like, my journey wasn't as, it could have always been worse.
Exactly.
So we're grateful for all the challenges.
So, yeah, definitely. And I want to let you know that God has a purpose for everything. And I was very, very blessed the other day, and I'm going to ask if somebody can probably put this link up, but I was even blessed by a woman the other day. She was in her 30s. She knew she had a couple of weeks to live, and that's why we're so grateful for people that stay. Yeah. But she was so strong that she decided a couple of weeks before to tell her church, I want to tell my story.
Oh my goodness.
And they titled it, A Mom That's Leaving with Cancer. And she got up and she talked about her life. And she talked about, even though if God decided in a couple of weeks for her to go, that this was a blessing of a life. She laughed. She made people laugh. She talked about purpose. She talked about suffering and the great purpose. And let me tell you, when I saw this story, I realized she did go on to be home with God, but she left a blessing.
Yeah,
because she talked about when your children mess up the kitchen and you're like, and now she didn't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Because those things are secondary now. She spoke a lot about this. And so it made me cry, and it made me say, I need to not care about these things so much, because we never know. Like you said, life is a great, big gift.
It's a great
gift. Know in any way where you are at, everything is a true blessing if you allow it to be, and if you see it that way. All right, you guys, we want to say thank you for connecting. Last words.
Thanks so much. We just want to make sure that you guys know that we're here for you. So if you have any needs of prayer or any ideas that we can also develop on the show, we'd love to hear from you.
Let us know. Yeah, we're here to serve you. So anything you want us to talk about.
So take care, everyone.
All right.
See ya.